Good morning friends and my dear children. Welcome back to our channel Perry's Study and Motivation. We were learning the topic of periodic classification of elements. In that we were learning about periodic properties. Okay, once recall because a little gap has occurred, okay, to upload the videos. So I would like you all to please go through the previous videos. Up to last video we have learnt up to electron affinity, okay, so and factors affecting electron affinity and all we have learnt, okay. The periodic properties which we have covered are what? Atomic radius we have learnt, ionization energy, factors affecting ionization energy we have learnt, and then electron affinity we have learnt, factors affecting electron affinity. Up to here we have discussed, okay. Those who are watching my video for the first time, you please go through the previous videos and kindly subscribe to my channel, okay. So today we are going to learn about another periodic property, that is electronegativity, okay. This is the topic for class 10, okay, SSC Telangana state, okay. It's not that the topic is only for Telangana students, okay. The topic is common, you all know that, okay. So those who are learning periodic classification can learn from my video also. Request all of you to please share the videos and kindly utilize the opportunity of learning concepts from our channel, okay. So please kindly support me in my journey, right. So let us enter into the topic, that is electronegativity of elements, okay. Electronegativity of elements, okay. So this is one of the important periodic properties which plays a very important role to understand the concept of the higher concepts of chemistry also. So what is electronegativity? Electronegativity is defined as the tendency of an atom, okay. Electronegativity is the tendency of an atom. The tendency means what? Nature. The tendency of an atom to attract the shared pair of electrons. The tendency of, instead of saying only atom, better I say bonded atom, okay. The tendency of a bonded atom, okay. The tendency of a bonded atom. The tendency of a bonded atom to attract the shared pair of electrons. To attract the shared pair of electrons, okay now. To attract the shared pair of electrons towards itself. To attract the shared pair of electrons towards itself. This tendency is called as what? Electronegativity, okay. The tendency of an atom to attract the shared pair of electrons towards itself. Like if any bond is being formed. For the formation of compounds, you all know that elements combine to form compounds. So when they combine to form compounds, okay, if two elements combine to form compounds, one of the elements will have the tendency to attract the electrons more towards itself. Means a kind of dominating character, okay. Please understand carefully. Like we'll take the example of HCl molecule. HCl molecule. So when HCl molecule, hydrogen chloride molecule is formed, okay, one pair of electrons are being shared in between hydrogen and chlorine, isn't it or not? Hydrogen requires one more electron for getting configuration as that of its nearest inert gas, that is helium, isn't it or not? So to become stable like helium, hydrogen requires one more electron, Okay, so it will share with the electron of chlorine. Okay, it will share with this electron of chlorine and gets bonded with chlorine. And gets bonded with chlorine. Even chlorine also is having 7 valence electrons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 valence electrons are there with chlorine. Okay, to become stable, okay, it has to acquire octet configuration. I think you all know octet. What is octet configuration? Having 8 electrons in last orbit. Okay, like nearest inert gases. Well, while we were learning about cations and anions, we have learnt. Once recall that point. Okay, so to become stable like argon, its nearest inert gas is what? Argon. To become stable like argon, chlorine also needs one more electron. So chlorine shares with this electron of hydrogen and gets bonded with hydrogen. And in such a way, hydrogen chloride molecule is formed. Okay. Now, here a pair of electrons are being shared by hydrogen as well as chlorine. Isn't it or not? A pair of electrons are being shared by both hydrogen and chlorine so that a chemical bond has been formed in between them. So, electron negativity means what? It is a tendency of a bonded atom. Please understand the point carefully. It is a tendency of a bonded atom. To do what? To attract the shared pair. This shared pair of electrons are there. Now, chlorine is having that tendency to attract that shared pair of electrons towards itself. Okay, this shared pair of electrons are being pulled more by chlorine. Okay, chlorine is having that tendency. Chlorine is having that dominating character. Okay, more tendency to grab the electrons. They are in want of electrons. Okay, chlorine is more electronegative here. Negativity, selfishness. Okay, so chlorine here being more selfish, it tries to pull the electrons, attract the electrons more towards itself. Okay, that tendency is called as what? Electronegativity. Okay, so this tendency is being seen only in case of bonded atoms. Okay, if single element is there, of course it will have its own nature of attracting electrons wherever it can find electrons. That elements will have the tendency to attract that electrons. They are fond of electrons. Okay, such kind of tendency. Chlorine is there here. Okay, and if you take the example of like ammonia, NH3 you can take. Ammonia is also like that only. Nitrogen is having 5 valence electrons. In chemical bonding, we will be explaining these all things actually. Okay, so it shares with 3 hydrogens and attains octet configuration. Nitrogen is having what? 5 valence electrons. Okay, only 5 are there. So to become stable or to get octet configuration, nitrogen shares with 3 hydrogen atoms. Shares 1 electron with 3 hydrogen atoms. So here also nitrogen is more electronegative. Isn't it or not? Hydrogen also shares as well as nitrogen also shares 1 electron. But while sharing, here nitrogen is more electronegative. Okay, now nitrogen, here chlorine more electronegative. Chlorine more En. En means what? Electronegativity. Here nitrogen more electronegative. Nitrogen more electronegative. Okay, so because of this more electronegativity, the shared pair of electrons are being pulled more towards nitrogen. Poor hydrogens can't do anything. Okay, it's like 2 children are sharing their lunch box. Okay, one child is more dominating. Okay, more selfish. Grabs more amount of that lunch. Okay, so that there will be an unequal sharing will be there in between them. Here also unequal sharing will be there between the 2 atoms because of the domination of 1 atom. That kind of tendency is called as what? Electronegativity. It is also one of the periodic properties. Okay na? Electronegativity is also one of the periodic properties. One second. Okay, so electronegativity is considered to be what? One of the periodic properties. How that property varies, that we have to understand. In groups, how does it vary, and in periods, how does it vary? That we have to understand carefully. Okay, one second. Yes, right. So how does this electronegativity property is being used? It is a tendency of a bonded atom, I said. Okay, and because of this tendency of bonded atom, electronegativity does not have any units. What are the units to measure electronegativity? No units. It is just the nature of a atom in a bonded molecule. Okay, so units, if they ask for units of electronegativity, no units. Okay, units of electronegativity. Electronegativity has no units. We don't measure electronegativity with any units because it's a tendency of what? Bonded atom. Okay, so please remember this point. You will be getting this in objective. Electronegativity units they will ask. Then you will say electronegativity does not have any units. Okay, so please remember. And next, coming to this, there is one important scientist named Linus Pauling, a very well-known scientist. Linus Pauling has formulated one scale to measure the electronegativities of elements. Okay, so there are actually different scales are there. Not only Linus Pauling, even other scientists are also there. Okay, like Mulliken and Alred Rocco. Okay, Pauling, Mulliken and Alred Rocco. Three scientists have designed three different scales to measure electronegativity of elements. Okay, so according to Linus Pauling, please remember, according to Linus Pauling, fluorine, Linus Pauling told that Linus Pauling scale. Okay, so fluorine is considered to be the most electronegative element among all the elements in the periodic table. Most electronegative elements. Okay, the most electronegative element is what? Fluorine, and its value of electronegativity is equal to 4.0. Okay, maximum 4. Because how many electrons it can attract? Any atom can attract, tendency of attracting electrons, isn't it? Bonded electrons can never be more than 4. Okay, so maximum electron negativity will be there for which element? According to Linus Pauling, it is fluorine. F is what? Fluorine. Fluorine is the most electronegative element and its value is equal to 4. Okay, electronegativity value of fluorine. And after that, next, after fluorine, next is oxygen. Okay, now, so you have to remember this order. Okay, most electronegative elements are what? You have to remember in the order in such a way that FONCl. Okay, FONCl. What is this? FONCl. F, fluorine, the most electronegative. Then comes oxygen. Then comes nitrogen, and then comes chlorine. Okay, highest electronegativity is there for fluorine. Then comes oxygen. Then comes nitrogen. Then comes chlorine. This is according to Linus Pauling. Values are given as 4.0, 3.5, almost around 3 and 3 only. Okay, here you may get similar values are there for nitrogen as well as chlorine. But coming to nitrogen, okay, you may get one question like this also. Nitrogen and chlorine, according to Linus Pauling, chlorine and nitrogen are having same electronegativity values. But still, nitrogen is given more, treated to have more electronegativity than chlorine. Okay, that is because of its less size. Okay, because of its less size. Okay, now nitrogen is having less size comparatively than chlorine. So electronegativity is also more only comparatively. Some traces it is more, even though mathematical values shows that its values are 3 and 3 only. Values may be same. Okay, now experimental values may be same, but even then they are same also. Nitrogen is considered to be more electronegative than chlorine. Okay, because of its less size. Okay, so according to Linus Pauling, not only these, even halogens are the elements with the highest electronegativities. Electronegativity is a tendency mostly possessed by what? Non-metals only. That point also please remember. So Von Cl, remember this in this order only. Von Cl. Okay. So, and there is another scientist is there who is called as Mulliken. Okay, Mulliken's scale. Okay, Mulliken's scale. So according to Mulliken's scale, okay, electronegativity is given by one formula. Electronegativity En is equal to what? IE plus EA by 2. Okay, now IE plus EA by 2 according to Mulliken's scale. Mulliken is the name of what? Scientist. Okay, according to Mulliken's scale, electronegativity is given by the formula. It is the average values of ionization energy and electron affinity. Average of ionization energy and electron affinity. Okay, this is according to what? Mulliken's scale. Okay, and suppose if you wanted to have a small relation between Pauling's scale and Mulliken's scale. Okay, relation for electronegativity and electronegativity. Relation for electronegativity between what? Between Pauling's scale and Mulliken's scale. Pauling's scale and Mulliken's scale. Pauling's scale and Mulliken's scale. What is that relation? There is a small relation is there. So electronegativity according to Pauling. According to Pauling and according to Mulliken, how they are related with each other, that you have to write. So electronegativity in terms of Mulliken's scale is equal to 2.8 into electronegativity according to Pauling's scale. Okay, this is according to what? Mulliken. Electronegativity Mulliken's scale is equal to 2.8 into electronegativity in Pauling's scale. There is a small relation. Okay, this relation sometimes they may ask. So if possible, please remember that relation. Mostly they are asking this one only. For board exam they are asking this one only. Only Mulliken's scale. In Mulliken's scale, IE plus EA by 2. Electronegativity is equal to what? IE plus EA by 2. Okay. So this is regarding what? Different scales. Okay. To measure what? Electronegativity of elements. Okay. So next thing is how this electronegativity varies in groups and periods. And we also has to learn what are the different factors which affect electronegativity. Okay, so let us learn the factors. Factors which affect electronegativity. Okay, what are the different factors which affect electronegativity? Let us learn about the factors. Factors affecting electronegativity. Factors affecting electronegativity. So already we have learnt like in previous periodic properties, we have learned certain factors like atomic radius, nuclear charge, shielding effect. Okay, all these factors will affect certain periodic properties, isn't it or not? So same like that, even here also there are certain factors which affects electronegativity of elements. What are those factors? So let us learn those factors. So first one is what? Nuclear charge, atomic radius as usual. Okay, nuclear charge. Okay, second one is what? Atomic radius. Atomic radius. Okay, atomic radius. And then third one is screening effect. Okay, screening effect or shielding effect. Screening effect or shielding effect. Okay, shielding effect. Let us recall once. And fourth one is oxidation state of element. This is different one. This we did not learn in case of other elements. In case of other periodic properties, this is not there. Oxidation state of elements. So there are four factors which influence electronegativity of elements. What are those four factors? First one is nuclear charge. So if nuclear charge increases, what happens? Attraction of electrons towards nucleus increases, isn't it or not? So what happens if attraction towards nucleus increases? Okay, then electronegativity also increases. If nuclear charge increases, electronegativity also increases. Okay, electronegativity means what? Attracting electrons. If more nuclear charge is there, attracting power is also more, isn't it or not? So if nuclear charge increases, electronegativity also increases. Okay, and coming to second one, atomic radius. If atomic radius increases, what happens? Electronegativity. Electronegativity means what? Attracting electrons. If size is more, suppose, okay, now if size is big, right? If the size of the atom is big, then what happens? The electronegativity will not have any effect. Okay, if size is less, then what happens? Attraction of electrons will be more towards the nucleus also. Okay, but if size is only more, then what happens? Electronegativity decreases. Okay, if atomic radius AR increases, electronegativity decreases. Please remember this point. And screening effect. Did you remember what is screening effect? Screening effect is a phenomenon in which decrease in nuclear charge will happen because inner electrons will act as screens or shields, so that what happens? Nucleus cannot able to focus on last orbit electrons. Did you remember this? We have learnt this in ionization energy also. Okay, now see here, if screening effect, more number of shells are there, suppose. Okay, nucleus attraction on last orbit electrons decreases. Okay, here electrons are there. Nucleus wants to attract these electrons, but what is happening? Nucleus cannot focus on these last orbit electrons. Okay, now nucleus cannot focus. Why? Because the inner shell electrons themselves are acting as what? Screens or shields. There is a traffic jam. Okay, like we have learnt one example also. Like if more children are there, nucleus is like teacher. Okay, children of last bench cannot be focused. Teacher cannot focus on last bench children if the classroom is very big. Okay, and if more number of benches are there, then teacher cannot able to focus on last bench children, isn't it or not? Same like that, nucleus cannot able to focus on valence electrons. Okay, so because of that reason, what happens? Why the inner shell electrons are acting as screens or shields, so that nucleus cannot able to focus on the last orbit electrons, so that nuclear charge decreases. Okay, now please understand carefully. If nuclear charge decreases, what happens? If nuclear charge decreases, electronegativity also decreases. That means what? Here one more thing you have to understand. Okay, tendency of attracting the electrons is called electronegativity. Isn't it or not? If nuclear charge decreases, what happens? Because of shielding effect. Okay, what is shielding effect? Okay, decrease in nuclear charge. Decrease in nuclear charge. On whom? Focus on whom is decreased? Focus on last orbit electrons, on valence electrons. Okay, now you decrease in nuclear charge on valence electrons. Why it is decreased? Because inner shells are acting as what? Screens. Because inner shells act as screens. Inner shell electrons are acting as objections. Nucleus cannot be able to focus on last orbit electrons. So nuclear charge decreases. If nuclear charge decreases, what happens? Electronegativity also decreases. That means if screening effect is more, electronegativity decreases. Okay? Inner shell electrons act as screens. This phenomenon is called what? Screening effect. So coming to the point, if screening effect increases, okay, if screening effect increases, nuclear charge decreases. Okay, now nuclear charge decreases. Okay, if nuclear charge decreases, hence electronegativity also decreases. Can you able to see if I write here? Electronegativity also decreases. So if screening effect is more, electronegativity is less. Okay, now if screening effect is more, electronegativity will be less. So you have to remember this important point, right? Please note down. I am writing and explaining. I request all the students to please write and practice. Okay. And the last factor which influence electronegativity. Last factor is what? The last factor is oxidation state. Okay, now oxidation state. This is the one which we are learning here only. Okay, oxidation state means what? Charge, the apparent charge acquired by an atom. You call it as its oxidation number or oxidation state. Or in other words, we have learnt about cations and anions, and cations are formed by losing electrons. So accordingly that element will acquire certain charge. Isn't it or not? That charge, that number, you call it as what? Its oxidation state. Okay. Elements with more oxidation state are more electronegative. Elements with more oxidation state. Okay, now elements with more oxidation state are more electronegative. Right? Please remember this point. Elements with more oxidation state are more electronegative, okay, than the elements with less oxidation state. Please understand the word which I am using newly. I think you are new with the oxidation state. What is oxidation state? Means the apparent charge. The charge which seems to acquire by an atom by losing or gaining of electrons. Okay. Suppose if you take Fe2 plus ion and Fe3 plus ion. Iron, same iron, but it is exhibiting two different oxidation states. Okay, it is exhibiting two different oxidation states. Okay, so one is Fe2 plus ion, ferrous ion, and Fe3 plus ion, ferric ion. Okay, less valency, the suffix will be us, ferrous. Okay, more valency, more charge, ferric. Okay, you can take the example of copper, Cu plus can also exist in the form of Cu2 plus also. How can these formed? That can be understood if you can able to understand the valencies. Variable valencies are exhibited by certain D block elements. Okay, copper, iron, all these are what? D block elements. They exhibit variable valencies because of vacant d orbitals, depending on the availability of vacant d orbitals. Okay, you leave out all those things which now I am saying. Just remember that among these two, which is having more oxidation state, Fe2 plus or Fe3 plus? 3. 3 is bigger number than 2. So more oxidation state. Okay, more oxidation state. Oh yes, I am writing. More oxidation state, more electronegative. Okay, more oxidation state, more electronegative. Even here also Cu plus and Cu2 plus. Cu plus and Cu2 plus, 2 plus, copper, Q plus, Q prick. Less valency, less charge, As is the suffix. Q plus ion, Q prick ion. Okay, so here more oxidation state. More oxidation state. Please remember. More oxidation state, if it is there, more will be the electronegativity. Okay, now elements with more oxidation state has more electronegativity. Cu2 plus more oxidation state, so more electronegative in comparison with Cu plus. Okay, so elements with more oxidation state are having more electronegativity. Okay, so this point you will be asked, like in objectives they'll ask. Okay, so this is one of the important factors which affect what? Electronegativity. So please try to understand, electronegativity is a tendency of which kind of atoms? Mostly non-metals. Non-metals only have the tendency to grab electrons towards themselves, isn't it or not? Okay, mostly non-metals. But here for in case of oxidation states, Fe, Cu, all these are what? Ions. Okay, metallic ions, of course, right? So now the last thing which we have to remember is what? Variation. Variation of electronegativity. Variation of electronegativity in groups and periods. First let us learn in groups. Next thing what we have to learn? Variation of electronegativity in groups. So in a group means what? Top to bottom. We have to compare the elements from top to bottom. It's a vertical column. Group means what? A vertical column is called as group and a horizontal row is called as period. Please remember. So groups means vertical columns, means from top to bottom. So in a group from top to bottom, electronegativity decreases. In a group from top to bottom means element which is on the top and element which is on the bottom of the same group if you compare. Okay, electronegativity decreases. Okay, in a group from top to bottom, electronegativity decreases. Please remember, in any group, the bottommost element is a metal. Okay, now in any group, the bottommost element is a metal. Okay, so if you take any first year group, second year group elements, if you take, they are all totally metals only. I said this electronegativity is the tendency of what kind of elements? Mostly non-metals will have this tendency more to attract, because non-metals has a tendency to attract electrons, isn't it? Suppose if you take the example of a 5th A group elements. 5th A group is what? Nitrogen, phosphorus, arsenic, antimony, bismuth. Okay, down the group. Nitrogen, non-metal. Gas, it is a gas. Nitrogen is a gas. It's a non-metal. Okay, so more electronegative. More electronegative. Bismuth. Coming to bismuth. Bismuth is a metal. Less electronegative. Okay, less electronegative. That means what? From top to bottom, what happens to electronegativity? Electronegativity decreases from top to bottom. In any group. I took the example of nitrogen, 5th A group elements. Okay, and elements with the halogens. Halogens are most electronegative elements. As I already told you, halogens are which group? Did you remember? 7th A group. 7th A group. Fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine, astatine. Most electronegative, I told you. Most electronegative is what? Fluorine. Okay. Astatine, of course, is a radioactive element and it's a metal. Okay. So down the group, down the group, electronegativity decreases. So electronegativity decreases down the group. Okay, please remember this point. Okay, now coming to variation in periods. Okay, variation of electronegativity in periods. Periods means you have to count from what? Left to right. Period means what? Horizontal row. Isn't it or not? Horizontal row. So you have to count it from what? Left to right. In a period from left to right. Okay, in what? Periods. In a period from left to right, electronegativity decreases. In a period from, electronegativity increases. From left to right, electronegativity increases. In a period from left to right, electronegativity increases. Please remember, in a period from left to right, the elements which are on the extreme right are what? The elements which are on the extreme right are which elements? Non-metals. Elements which are on the extreme left are what? To your extreme left, they are metals. 1A group, 2A group, all those are in the extreme left in the periodic table. Recall periodic table once. Okay, those who are in the extreme left of the periodic table, they are metals. Those who are in the extreme right of the periodic table, they are non-metals. So in a period from left to right, electronegativity, it's a tendency of bonded atom to attract electrons. Metals have tendency to lose electrons. Recall that. Don't get confused. Okay. So in a period from left to right, electronegativity, what happens to it? Increases. And remember fluorine. Fluorine is the most electronegative element I am saying. And where it is located in the periodic table? To the extreme right. 7th A group. Fluorine. Isn't it or not? Fluorine. After that, inert gases are there. Fluorine is located in the extreme right and high electronegative element is in the extreme right. Means from left to right, what should happen? It should increase. Okay, electronegativity should increase. Okay, fluorine is the most electronegative. Okay, most electronegative. And cesium. Cesium is the least electronegative element. Least electronegative. Down the group decreases. Cesium is in the extreme left and highly electropositive element. Cesium. So highly least electronegative. Positivity is again different. We'll be discussing about electropositivity in the next coming video. Okay. So fluorine is the most electronegative element. Cesium is the least electronegative element. Okay. So and top to bottom, electronegativity decreases in groups, and from left to right, electronegativity increases in periods. This is about variation of electronegativity in groups and periods. So I'm going to stop the video up to here. Please write and practice. Pause the video, write, keep writing, and please keep practicing. Okay. So thanks for watching all of you. Happy learning. Please do not neglect SSC board children. Exams have not been postponed. No information has been given. So please do not neglect and do not waste your time. Okay. Keep learning always. Happy learning. Your hard work is your superpower. Okay. Thanks for watching. Bye.